It's 9 o'clock in the morning on Sunday the 23rd of November, Northern Territory time, and I'm here at the Bureau of Meteorology with a severe weather update about the tropical cyclone which has been impacting the north. That's Severe Tropical Cyclone Fina. I thought I'd break this update video into three parts. Firstly, where is the cyclone now and where are the warnings still in place? Secondly, what are some of the observations and impacts that we've seen over the past 24 hours? And third, what are we looking at in the coming days as the tropical cyclone moves away from the Northern Territory but towards parts of northern WA? I thought the best way to show the location of the tropical cyclone on Sunday morning was by looking at the radar. We're seeing bands of rain move in a circular motion around a central point. That is the centre, the core of the tropical cyclone. Last night it was north of Darwin, and through the course of this morning it has been moving in this path here. So currently the core is located right out here. We can put that on the map. It is still a Category 3 severe tropical cyclone, around about 100 kilometres to the west of Darwin. It is still having an impact on parts of the territory, and we've still got a tropical cyclone warning in place here in orange on the map, covering parts of the Tiwi Islands and mainland parts of the territory from Cape Hotham down to Wadair, including the Darwin region. In this orange area, it will still be a very wet and very windy day, but it's important to remember that these warning areas and the track for the tropical cyclone are getting updated every 3 hours. So if you're watching this video a bit later in the morning or in the afternoon, then the regions might be slightly different. So definitely double check on the Bureau of Meteorology website or app to make sure you are working with the latest information. Inland parts of the Northern Territory might not see such strong winds any longer, so they're no longer in the severe tropical cyclone warning area. However, we could still see some areas of heavy rain out to the east of Darwin, and there is a heavy rainfall warning for some of these eastern areas. Let's take a look at some of the observations that we have seen over the past 24 hours. There's been some very significant rainfall across parts of the northern and western top end. It has been raining persistently through the last 24 hours, and some of those falls have been extremely heavy. Here's some rainfall observations since 9 a.m. on Saturday morning. Darwin in the city, about 160 millimetres of rain there. Some of the suburbs, that's closer to 180 millimetres. Around the broader Darwin area, even more significant accumulations. Out to the west, Charles Point has had 224 millimetres, Gun Point up to the north 257 millimetres. We have seen even larger totals slightly inland to the southeast of Darwin. Adelaide River 262, but Middle Point has been the wettest spot anywhere across the territory. A whopping 429 millimetres of rain has fallen there since 9 a.m. on Saturday morning. Huge rainfall numbers like this can lead to both flash flooding as well as causing rivers, creeks and streams to rise very, very quickly, and it will take a long time for this water to drain away and flush out. Alongside the significant rain, there has been very strong winds around Darwin and parts of the northern top end of the territory. 107 km/h wind gusts were recorded yesterday evening in Darwin, well in excess of the 90 km/h damaging wind threshold. Also 100 kilometres above 100 kilometres at Gun Point, 91 at Charles Point, 102 here at Point Stewart, and 104 up here at Maclure Island. So these winds have been widespread, gusty, and they have been causing significant damage. In fact, the combination of the wind and the rain have brought down a number of large trees, both in Darwin City and surrounding areas across the top end. There's been reports of property damage, with damage to roofs and houses and vehicles as well. Lots of road closures and really difficult conditions on the roads around the top end at the moment. That's a look at what has happened over the past 24 hours. So where are we going in the coming couple of days? Well, to show you that, I'm going back to the tropical cyclone track map. Remember, we've got our Category 3 about 100 kilometres west of Darwin, but it is moving further away from Darwin. So if we start to play out how this could move through the second half of Sunday and into Monday, it would look a little something like this. We will continue to see the tropical cyclone move to the southwest away from the coastline. However, it is likely to intensify and strengthen and become a Category 4 severe tropical cyclone later in the day on Sunday. This is a really powerful weather system, but it will be over open waters by the time it reaches this Category 4 strength. But the winds associated with the system extremely strong. As it continues to move, it's going to move closer to northern parts of Western Australia. That's why we've got this watch area in play across the northern Kimberley coast here, including around Columbaroo. Significant falls and strong winds are anticipated around the Kimberley coast in the coming few days. But we notice a little bit of a deviation to the north, which is likely to keep the tropical cyclone offshore during Monday and Tuesday. So it's likely just to be the coastal part of the Kimberley that cops the most significant weather impacts. The final thing I'll show you is just how that could unfold in terms of wind and rain. Darwin, still a wet day, still a windy day on Sunday. Could see another 50 to 100 millimetres of rain on top of what fell on Saturday, and the gusts in from the north very powerful indeed. So certainly another day to take care in Darwin today. But come Monday, as we move into the new week, we'll start to see the weather impacts easing across Darwin. It should be a brighter and calmer day there as the wind and rain move across the northwest. Parts of coastal Kimberley will see some very strong winds and heavy rain through both Monday and Tuesday. By about midweek, we will be seeing this whole weather situation beginning to ease back. The tropical cyclone likely to drop to a Category 1 by the end of the day Tuesday, and then potentially off of the map entirely by Wednesday as it does finally weaken away. So as I say, updates are being issued every 3 hours, so make sure you're working with the latest information by finding all of that on the Bureau's website or app. Thanks very much for watching and stay safe.